The DC Universe Movies line has given us animated adaptations of some of the greatest Batman comics ever published, from The Dark Knight Returns to Gotham by Gaslight. Now Bat fans can add another classic to the list. Batman The Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2 chronicle one of the most important cases in Batman's career, one he never actually managed to solve. Why is this unsolved mystery so important, and why does it continue to shape the course of the Batman franchise 25 years later? Let's take a deep dive into the lasting legacy of The Long Halloween. But beware of some spoilers ahead. Batman The Long Halloween is a direct continuation of Batman Year One. Even though the latter story features a completely different creative team and came out 10 years earlier, The Long Halloween is cut from the same cloth. It's as much a gritty crime noir as it is a superhero adventure, and it shows us a Dark Knight still mastering the tricks of his trade. That throwback setting is crucial to the story writer Jeff Loeb and artist Tim Sale are telling. The Long Halloween hinges on the same three-way dynamic between Batman, Lieutenant Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent that anchored Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli's Year One. As the only true heroes in Gotham, they still believe they can save their city through sheer force of will. The difference between Year One and The Long Halloween is that Batman's rogues gallery has started coming onto the scene. Not only is Batman fighting to loosen the mob's grip on his city, he also has to deal with a new generation of psychopaths like Joker, Scarecrow, and Poison Ivy. Crime lord Carmine Falcone has no choice but to work with these villains, even though he knows it's opening up a dangerous can of worms. In the middle of this simmering conflict arrives the Holiday Killer. True to their name, this mysterious assassin strikes only on holidays and leaves a growing body count. No one, from Gotham's corrupt police force to the mob to Batman himself, seems able to uncover the Holiday Killer's true identity. The Long Halloween is ultimately a story of failure, and that's why it continues to resonate 25 years after its original release. The series provides the definitive origin story of Two-Face, as Harvey Dent is gradually consumed by his quest to hunt down Holiday, and is finally pushed over the edge when Sal Maroni splashes him with acid. Never before had Batman fans seen the human side of Two-Face in such depth. That may well be The Long Halloween's most significant contribution to the Batman mythos. It cements Harvey as the most tragic and psychologically rich member of Batman's vast rogues gallery. He was one of Bruce's only friends, and a person Batman failed to save in his hour of need. Joker may be a fascinating cipher, but Two-Face is a villain we understand all too well. Even though the series ends with Holiday finally being exposed and arrested, this is a case Batman never truly solves. Falcone's son Alberto, once believed to be among the Holiday Killer's many victims, reveals himself to be the secret mastermind behind this year-long murder spree. But Two-Face reveals there were actually two Holiday Killers. Batman can only assume Harvey is referring to himself. Only the reader knows that Harvey's wife Gilda is the other Holiday Killer. She thought murdering criminals would hasten the downfall of the Falcone Empire and repair her failing marriage. Ironically, she only managed to drive them apart forever. This is a murder mystery where no one comes out ahead, least of all Batman himself. It's only in 2021 that The Long Halloween is getting a full-fledged animated adaptation. However, its influence can be felt in all corners of the Batman franchise, from comics to movies to games. The Long Halloween inspired two direct sequels from Loeb and Sale. Batman Dark Victory follows a similar murder mystery approach, chronicling Batman's third year on the job and the origin of Robin. Catwoman When in Rome spins directly out of Dark Victory, dealing with Selina Kyle's discovery of her true parentage. Loeb and artist Jim Lee applied a similar formula to Batman Hush, another year-long murder mystery with a secret mastermind villain at its center. Outside the comics, The Long Halloween's influence is most clearly felt in 2008's The Dark Knight. That movie may not deal with the Holiday Killer, but it's clearly borrowing an awful lot from The Long Halloween. It's also a story that shows us the alliance between Batman, Gordon, and Dent, and the tragic origin of Two-Face. It's also a story where Gotham's traditional criminal underworld butts heads with a new generation of costume maniacs. Similar to The Long Halloween, the mob opts to hire Joker to do their dirty work.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Only for the situation to spin dangerously out of control. Even one of the most iconic lines in The Dark Knight is taken straight from The Long Halloween.
I believe in Harvey Dent.
The Arkham video game series also shares a lot in common with The Long Halloween and its sequel. While each game takes place over the course of a single night rather than a year, they're all about exploring deep conspiracies that link together Batman and his most iconic villains. Several of these games include alternate costumes inspired by Sale's art. 2015's Batman Arkham Knight even includes a direct reference to the events of The Long Halloween.
This is becoming rather ghastly, sir. It brings to mind a spate of murders at the beginning of your career. It was Halloween then, if I'm not mistaken. Turned out to be rather a long one, if I recall.
The Long Halloween's gritty murder mystery approach may even inspire the upcoming movie reboot, The Batman. Whether or not this classic tale ever gets a true live-action adaptation, it's safe to say The Long Halloween is the most influential Batman story this side of The Dark Knight Returns. Do you think The Long Halloween will influence the plot of The Batman? Will we ever see a live-action adaptation of this Batman classic? Let us know in the comments. And for all your Dark Knight needs, stay tuned to IGN.